Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube history. This is Show and View Entertainment right here on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe with yet another major update as it concerns last night's Raw and CM Punk, Paul Heyman, the Paul Heyman pipe bomb. Now, according to a source high in the company, Paul Heyman went off script during his promos to open the show last night on Raw from Chicago, Illinois. Heyman switched up the stuff that was originally planned for his speaking role, but didn't really go too far overboard and hit the basic points that were expected from him. Well, you know, there's no way that I could think that creative could have come up with something so smart and so masterful and something so great. I mean, the way that Paul Heyman delivered that promo, the way that he held those fans in the palm of his hand, like I said, that is why Paul Heyman is one of the greatest minds in not only the WWE, but the entire professional wrestling world. Paul Heyman could do great things on the creative team, but I just don't think Paul Heyman wants to go through that kind of stress right now at this time of his life. I think he wants to be that on-air role. I think he wants to be that on-air manager, and Paul Heyman excels at what he does. Paul Heyman, you know, ain't going to go out there and listen to a bunch of creative people. He ain't going to go out there and listen to, you know, lines spoon-fed to him. Oh, you're going to say this, you're going to say that at this point. No, Paul Heyman goes off of the vibe. Paul Heyman feels what's right. Paul Heyman does what is necessary. And what Paul Heyman did last night on Raw was very necessary, and it had to be done. Paul Heyman brought light to the situation, but it also turned into a storyline scenario talking about Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker for WrestleMania. Like I said, I could not be any more impressed with Paul Heyman and the dynamic that he delivered last night. Truly epic stuff. We all knew that Paul Heyman, you know, he had this in him. We all knew that Paul Heyman you know, can pull off some extraordinary things, but this was by far some of the best mic work we have seen Paul Heyman do in the last several years, because you know what? Paul Heyman cannot be held back. Paul Heyman cannot have, you know, he can't have this thought of, well, Paul, we're gonna slow you down a little bit, you know, we're gonna muffle you a little bit. You're gonna do this. No, Paul Heyman has to have that initiative to where he knows he can go out there and, you know, be uncut and uncensored, but without blurring the lines, without going over that PG standard that is expected in the current day of the WWE. But yeah, Paul Heyman, you know, obviously went off script, you know, doing his own thing, saying what he wants to say. Like I said, the mannerisms, the mic work, the delivery, it was just truly epic. Now, there's a lot of people that didn't like Raw last night. There's a lot of people, quite frankly, that did like Raw. I was satisfied with Raw. I thought it was a great effort, but just because CM Punk didn't show up, I know some people will say that Raw sucked even though it was a good show, but you're entitled to your opinion. So your comments, your opinions on Paul Heyman going off script last night on Raw, and do you agree with it? Did you like Paul Heyman's promo? Did you think it was some of his best work, or did you think it wasn't so great? I thought it was phenomenal.